Like distances, back home we measure with kilometers, and in here you measure them with minutes. So it was even more different. I asked another guy, how far is the airport? He said, 25 minutes. All right, okay. So are you saying that the airport is in the future? Are you telling me if I just wait 25 minutes, I will be at the airport?
This shopping wore me off. Phrase in Croatia when you play like a game. In English, when you play a game, you have like playing game over, and to finish the game. And if it's not a game, then you can master something and become a master. But in Croatian, in our linguistics or etiology of the word, we have prelaziti igricu. That means to go over the game, something like crossing the bridge. More the sensation of going over the bridge than to whatever playing means. And when you finish the game, we said prešao igricu, but it has also metaphorical meaning, because it's like he crossed over the game. It's not just you became a master, you became a master of this game. No, you crossed it. Maybe better than to. And when you will see this goal from this handball player, one of my friends told me, prešao igricu. There are many examples in sports where this happens. That's why we watch it, I think. But here's two more, which I recall freshly. Not freshly. It's really from. It's old. It's from the 90s, but it's the same shit.
Watch this play. When Vince Carter puts his ball up, watch how hard he shoots it once he realizes he's off balance here. Puts it up with a little extra. Look where he is. He's going right to that spot. Right. The minute he left his hand, so he knew where that ball was going to be. Watch his feet after he throws it up. Here he is, hop, boom. So, that was not an accident.
I mean, everything's set that he's going to hit it. I just wonder if the kid is on.
It's what, all of 30 yards, Andy?
Well, why not? It's a 30-yard free kick with a 20-yard run-up.
Dear! I don't believe it! What a goal we have just seen from Roberto Carlos. That is amazing!
Well, that was what was missing in Euro 96. That is quite incredible. Not so sure about the goalkeeper's position and what he saw, but we can't deny the quality of the strike. It had power, it had bend, it had accuracy. Watch this. Starts way wide of the goal. That's 2-3 yards wide and just clips the inside of the post. That is quite a magnificent free kick. I'm not so sure we'll see one better than that for many a year. Quite exquisite.
An absolutely stunning shot. Barthez, well, he was...
And I was like, huh? Excuse me, but what happened? What happened to the 11th? I didn't get to live that one. I don't think I have lived that day yet, so it's. I don't know what happened April 11th last year, but I wasn't around. It's so weird, like losing a whole day like just this. Like some people say that smoking can shorten your life. No, go to New Zealand. That actually shortens. That's like really, that really takes days from your life. And I think it's worse because smoking can take a day from the end of your life. But this took from the middle. Right from my best years. I lost a whole day and I will never get it back. I started to wonder that what if someone would have tried to call me on the 11th? Like, what would my phone have even said? What would it like, oh, the person you are trying to reach does not exist today. He is already in tomorrow. So you have to wait until you are also in tomorrow and try again tomorrow. It's and now afterwards I'm a little worried that what if someday in the future the police comes and asks me, where were you? April 11th, where were you? Oh, well, that's a good question. Officer, I was not anywhere.
In that? Yeah. Yeah, this one guy, he's like a cousin of my friend. Ex-friend. I mean, he's still my friend, but we don't hang out anymore because of whatever. But this guy, he's never been to McDonald's or to a city or something like that. You know, he's from far away, from like wildland, and he gets like the receipt in McDonald's, and the guy tells him like, I will tell it in euros, like. But no, like, you cannot translate it to euros because it's too cheap in McDonald's. You know, he says like he orders like Big Mac money and dessert and something like this. So like 55 kuna. He's like 30 because he's like on the market. He thinks he can lower the price. He isn't aware. The service he tells him, the waiter, excuse me, sir, this is McDonald's. And this guy then tells him you cannot lower the price. You have a receipt, you have to pay 55 kunas. It's not like you're buying a jumpsuit on like flea market. I'll show you something. This is via a web video player. Java. Buffer. Data via internet. One cable. I sync the time 3 times and the automatic time zone on off and this shit, you know, just. And this computer, even though I'm pretty sure this is also contaminated. I'm not sure if to use the word contaminated makes any sense now, because without any exception, except one version of Acer, which had its own Windows and the agreement. I haven't seen a version of Windows where I cannot see this remote shit and where it isn't default. So if it's a higher agenda, it could only be executed, in my opinion, via this conversation translation between the x86, the lower bit version for the x32, and with the version which is Windows 10 and 11, which has x64 as a language explicitly, but also recognizes the older applications. And this breach has made Visual C be able to exploit everything. Someone. This is a developer job. This is those. If I didn't have this, I have three sources of audio. Decode this AI. Okay, we're watching Dona Vekic. This is the first time I'm watching something from the Olympics by myself. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling for now. I will check later if something in the background had been installed. If it hadn't been for the destiny that my family was involved in this technical data collection businesses, where did they from their vendors or sponsors or employers get those laptops, which were always second-hand or used or refurbished, and were also very often either had BitLocker or Secure Boot or something like that. So I always inherited. I never bought a computer. I never had a. This guy has the same timbre and frequency as my voice. Therefore, I have to shut him. I have to mute him. We have two similar voices, and I cannot hear myself. But Colinda, she's always at the games from Donna. So now I will use some other tactics, because in their world I have no better word, it's so easy to, because it's not definitive, but with a different approach, not just technical wise but also mentalization. I will try to have luck this time with internet, even though I don't want to use it excessively. In my opinion, I really don't need much internet. I just need that pulse, from the grid to get my computer and my CMOS know which time it is, but even though this computer isn't tied to me, I'm using Brave. I'm using Tor and Android, Brave on PC. Yeah, and I wanted to say, because of the destiny of these businesses, I always inherited some second-hand computer which was either infected or had some bullshit Windows. Most often, I have to, when the SDD era came, I couldn't afford easily hard drives, so I used exclusively HDD, SDD as HDD storage. Obviously, once I had to break it, I was surprised how easily it broke, because it was really light, so the first impression was also either it's something really, really sensitive inside, or when I opened it, it's just like a piece of like a metal casing or an aluminum casing with one like bar with nothing on it, like there is no work. So bitwise, this memory has nothing electronically going on inside, except, or if the cable for the charging or for the connection wouldn't be the USB charging, which is the same as data cable and is going both ways. That's the only way you have to read and transfer data at the same time. So that's really a bad like foundation for data collection or storage or whatever, in my opinion. but it's easy and it's cheap. So in that era, I opened and learned a lot of BIOS and Windows and those things, and always had problems because I had been using third-party apps, and I always needed exclusively to use my clean system for music, and didn't want anything, nothing else to have. Maybe a few players, browser. That's it. I don't need much. But my apps, they work offline, so I had some problems sometimes, especially with some Windows programs. But it is how it is. We're in that era. It is flying, I have to say. Those SSDs, in comparison to hard drives, they're really, really flying. But in terms of bit flipping and in terms of security and exposing it, everything which is symmetrical, everything which is having a motion which is symmetrical, but a connector which is symmetrical, let's say for a plug. In Switzerland, it's not symmetrical. You cannot change the face. You have the double ground. In Croatia, in Europe, you can do whatever you want. You just can switch it. USB-C, USB. Thankfully, I'm just waiting for the PC industry to put the data for DC for USB in the middle, not upwards or downwards, just in the middle, so it can be symmetrical, so you can bit flip it there as well. So they will say it's like you don't have to watch where you put your plug in because it fits either way. That's what I have to use every day, unfortunately. Imagine flying at 100,000 billion miles per second to a galaxy billions light years away. Cut here. This one doing his job, record box. By the way, this screen was found almost on a dumpster site. This was found also by chance. Is also this all matches within 10 years of production. But let me show you how the monitor, the colors they chose to open it. I love it. It's beautiful. And this one is prepared now with Mr. Mora for Linux. Atari is here, magnet flare here, and in the other room we have another project. So now again, everybody offline Windows 11 crashed. The Ultimate 7 Windows had in my opinion, a shortcut or something with the power supply, or it could maybe even be the power cord, because I have this neon radio. So the way current flows in the neon radio, it can act and had acted as a signal because it was blitzering, and it shouldn't happen, because the two times the system crashed, one was when I was plugging in the second monitor, the old monitor, before I unplugged the second one. 1 second they were like sync and they're shut down and no system or system error. So I have a real hard disk. Now I have the SSD which I have to integrate, so I have to divide system from data, my personal, to breach this connection, because the second time it collapsed during USB transfer, 10 gigabytes at 50%. It was all going smooth, but I don't know why. I think there is something with very sensitive Windows 7, and which I like that it's sensitive, but I think it's something with the current. And here where I was watching the Olympics, I was watching it like 15 minutes just to get on the internet and in record box, and it crashed. I was offline already, and when it booted again, it was like updates are underway. Thankfully, it's all okay. Seems it, at least, because the second USB was formatted. I wanted to format it on this one, but when I wanted to format it, then the error occurred. Now I did format it on the other PC, Windows 11, where I don't have the option to. I could either NTFS or exFAT. I need FAT32. So thankfully, I have this trial version of disk management where I can put it in FAT32, as I did, and it's going smoothly. The second name I named the USB Odjebite Pederi. I just remember some interesting facts. PS bullshit. The first interesting fact is that Rudolf Steiner was born near Čakovec in Croatia. The second interesting fact is that Maria Oršić, who's supposedly famous, mom was a famous ballerina in Vienna, and father was also some hype figure, and there are like no records of them whatsoever. I explored it. I was really just like 15 years ago. Other things as well. And this girl was with Schubert, with Schumann, and with Schauberger in the same room. And maybe even Heisenberg. I don't remember, but there were 6 or 7 of them. And now there was like a notion which was also odd in history. We had also here some things, going on. Digitrombue was doing patents from US military, and prior to that there was like this. I'm not. It began all 20 years ago. This shit when I started exploring him in our national, I don't know what archive. I didn't get anywhere. Not even one page is like 10 euros. But he was here, this guy. And he's not from Grozny, but he's near. He was from near there. He was everywhere where some shit happened. But that aside, you have like Ireland, and you have Northern and Southern Ireland, and the border exists around 100 years, 104 years, and the north part they're like pro Queen, pro blah blah kingdom, and southern are like Celtic because of all the like Bosnian pyramids and those shit. 100 years ago it was like wherever you go there's something. And the funny part is exactly at the same time when this border came alive, the main explorer and archaeologist in the Celtic part, in the southern part, Ireland, Irish part, which call it Celtic or whatever, it has some background, like some evidence of something from somewhere, like Egypt, aside any political or etiological, any I don't know, eugenical standpoints. This guy was from Austria. His name was Mar, and the northern part was like some Welsh guy, some academic guy, some like influenced with some other heritage, or interpreting it in a different way to make this difference distinct. It reminds me of like other religions, you know, similar shit interpreted differently. But you got like the main Celt is like an Austrian guy, and the main Northern Ireland guy is a Welsh guy. And the best part is, it was like 104 years ago. You know how they get the job? In a job ad. Imagine like 104 years ago. You going out, you have like this bicycle which has the front wheel like 2 meters, and the second wheel is like I don't know, like this fan here, you know, and you like climb on your bicycle. You get to the stamp shop to get your newspaper stamped, and wait 15 minutes, and then you're like, oh shit, there's a job ad in Dublin 104 years ago. And this Welsh guy, the same thing, job came along, across, whatever you call it, job came along. I'm in Vienna 104 years ago. By me, Maria, I'm watching Maria Orchid's mom, hologram. And Schumann is by there. He's measuring the resonance of the Earth, and Schauberger is making like projectiles and I don't know, teleport submarines. And Maria is brushing her hair, like somebody's climbing on her hair, you know. She's making a carpet out of her hair. But yeah, like, will I go to Klagenfurt? Will I go to Linz? They say Schwarzwald und Innsbruck, Switzerland. Oh shit, Dublin. Let's go. And I'm the main Celt. Yeah. No words needed. Oh, it's the Olympics and everything, you know. But in this halftime show, they have this French guy, okay, but I'm really disappointed. Come on, man. Red Panda should be here. No, no one else. Red Panda.